Disney Lorcana Challenge in Richmond was the best DLC of all time. And yes, I really do mean that. Welcome back to the Lore Chronicles, everybody. I am Willoughby's. I will be joined, of course, by my very good sidekick, Mr. Burns. We are back, and we have a lot to talk about because we attended DLC Richmond, and we feel, and many other people do as well, that it was the best DLC of all time. But why? We can't wait to break it all down for you. But it's good to be back. We're excited. Thank you guys for waiting patiently. We hope you had great holidays. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment what you thought of the DLC, and we'll see you at the discussion table. Welcome back, and welcome back to you, Mr. Burns. It's good to be back in the chair with you.
I can't believe we're doing this in person now.
Right.
This is so much better.
Yeah, it's amazing to be in the same room as you. Clearly, no, but it's great to be back. Obviously, Lore Chronicles with the holidays got a little busy, so we haven't posted in a minute, but we're back and we're here, and we've got a banger of an episode because we both went to DLC Richmond, and so we're gonna recap that event because I think we both are kind of agreeing with the sentiments going around that this might have been the best NA DLC yet. So we're gonna break it all down. We're gonna talk about it. But before we do, a couple of quick questions. What's that hoodie that you're wearing there? Are you back on? You back on luxury?
Just restart.
Okay.
I'm not on any team anymore, but that's okay.
All right.
Still friends with luxury. Still friends with everyone. Still friends with TFM. It's all good.
There you have
it.
But
anyway, so we can just redo that, and we'll be good. So
right.
Best DLC ever. Yeah, I think so.
Right, and I agree with you. But the big question is, right, so this is good, right? We can recap this. We can say this was the best DLC ever. But why, I think, is the big question. And we had a video not too long after Milwaukee where we kind of compared season 1 to season 2, and we kind of broke down, some of those pros and cons, and really expressed some of the things that they actually went back and changed. So we got a couple of different things that we want to go through that I think made the DLC much better of an experience, whether you were a competitor or a player, because that was a big thing. I know I made my big statement that I think if I were to go to the next one, I would recommend going as an attendee if you didn't have any plans to play competitively. So let's break this down, because I think I feel a little bit differently about that now. Starting with, they brought back Friday side events, baby.
Yeah, that was great. I didn't participate in any, but
but
I was happy they were there. I mostly was happy they were there because then I could hang out in the hall all Friday with no problem, and people were there. They had a reason to be there. You know what I mean? We could be there Friday last event, but most people kind of just checked in, and it was like, okay, there's nothing to do. We're just going to head out now, just highs and goodbyes to everyone. Whereas this one, people were there all day that we could, friends from all over the world and country that we don't get to see that often. So yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. I think it was such a win to bring this back. There was something that we had talked about. We talked about a lot of small things, like promos on entry or on sign up, and just little things like even Friday side events that, just don't hurt to do because, and in some cases didn't really cost them anything, to take away or to add back, right? Because they were already having the hall open. They were already paying people, to work the event on Friday and things like that. So one thing I noticed to kind of talk about having side events on Friday was even if you didn't play in any, it was so much better to be able to jump in, and just see everybody and kind of get a lay of the land ahead of time. So I ran into tons of people that oh, I just flew in, but I wanted to get my badge and come see the hall and figure out where we're gonna be. Because in this case, side events were separate, right? They were kind of down the other half of the convention center, which pro con doesn't really that one. Yeah, for on demand. Thank you. So that one that doesn't bother me too much having them be in separate places. Obviously, it'd be great if everything was right next to each other, but I don't think that's actually a big deal, right? I don't think that's a big critique.
Yeah, you're not going to outbid the cheerleaders. So
yeah, there was another event going on, but the reason why I bring that up is to say there were several people. Me personally, I tried to fly in Thursday night after work, but there were and I was ready right in the morning for that big Friday promo quest side event. But there was plenty of people that didn't feel like they were missing out, that were still able to go and do some side events for the later half of the day. And so I just think having that flexibility, having that option, the players that truly care about being there bright and early Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe somebody like me who was playing in the main event because I got a ticket last minute on Friday, we'll talk about that later. I can be there and say, okay, I'm gonna be main event, so I'm not gonna be grinding tickets if I don't make day 2. So because of that, I have Friday and Sunday to catch up, versus at Milwaukee I only had Sunday to catch up, and that was a big disappointment considering the prizes on the prize wall. Which segue brings us to the next thing that I think helped bring this DLC up a notch above Milwaukee. Was they did go back and change the pricing structure, change how much everything was worth. So you had a note that I think both of these kind of tie into each other about Alan, who works for Pastimes, kind of increasing price support. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, huge props to Alan. He didn't have to, but there was some confusion over one of the Saturday side events, I believe.
Yes.
And the thing is, I read I read how it was worded, and if you told me you get just the promo that your record hit, and then I read that, I went, yep, that's what it says. If you told me you get all of the promos up to your record, and I read it, I'd go, yep, that's what it says.
Yeah.
So it's just ambiguous, and I did not expect them, and I would not have knocked them if they did not increase the prize support, but they did on the fly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a, hey, you can pick it up next time. It was like, hey, we want this to be a great experience, so we're gonna fix it right now, which is fantastic.
I think it's a big win for sure. Especially again, you know, a lot of players that was their big one, right? Where they were like, well, we weren't able to make it to the main event. Let's say, as we know, it's very competitive to get into these events. But what they were able to do was like sign up for the 3 premier, because each day had like a premier side event that was like, you know, it's not a main event, but it's like basically the main event of side events, right? And so this was I believe it was like the mega prize, something like that. And you know, there was confusion about whether or not you get, if you hit tier 3, you also get tier 1 and tier 2 prizing, or you know, you only get tier 3. And then it was this weird thing of, you know, well, maybe I won the Elsa pin, but can't I just switch it for a lower promo because I'm not a pin collector, and they weren't allowing that. So they, you know, like you said, to their credit, they got it fixed by the end of the day. It's worth saying we always try to be fair and balanced. My only critique of that situation was they only announced it on Discord. As far as I heard, I didn't hear them make an announcement over, you know, the intercom. So what I was told by people was that they did only announce it on Discord. So it was kind of a, you know, if you happen to see it thing, which is just worth noting. You know, obviously you want to do it right. You want to maybe send something, you know, to every email that was registered on that event. Would have been really easy, I'm sure, to do, to automate that process. But regardless, I think such a huge win to even get it fixed that it's hard for me to even point that out. I pointed out just to be fair and balanced to all sides, but I think, yeah, huge win. And in general, I think prizing and like the prices of the prize wall so much better. As somebody who only played in the main event last time and then just did Sunday, to like this time also playing in the main event and then barely doing any side events Friday or Saturday. Like I did one on each day, whereas before I was more like grinding all day Sunday to try to get something. I walked away with even more than I would have in Milwaukee, and I played technically less Lorcana, and that's not a bad way. It's like I was incentivized to stay in my Infinity event even if I, you know, lost a certain amount, because the pricing was good, right? It would double every round or something like, or every win, something like that. So it helped not having that pressure of like, oh god, the prize wall is so unobtainable, so I just feel like I'm walking away with nothing. And that was a big thing that we talked about this time, and I think everybody, at least that I could see, you know, everybody seemed much more happy with the prize wall this time. So happy, in fact, it is worth noting, they actually did end up running out of certain promos. So what do you think about that?
Well, a couple of things. One, they increased the price of some of the stuff that people were like, you know, one person taking 20 of in the other DLCs. And, you know, some people were upset about that. I have no feelings towards that whatsoever. Like, it's both good and bad. It's bad in the sense of like, if you bought it before, you're going to feel bad now, right? But also, if you're someone that bought it before and then you have an opportunity to buy it again, that means you're traveling for a lot of these events, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal to you. But then the other thing is like, you know, you have to not run out of stuff if it's like something really desirable. This time, I think I only saw like Dragonfire and something else that they run out of. I didn't think that was that big of a deal.
If I remember correctly, I checked pretty late to the end, just to kind of give context here. I want you to keep talking, but just to help you along. Definitely Dragonfire, definitely Let It Go, definitely the Simba playmat, and definitely a jumbo card of Simba. Those were like 100%. I know for sure.
I can't believe anyone got a jumbo card at all.
They were buying the jumbo cards. They were buying them out. But so that's
you know,
that is what we're saying.
People were saying like, can't they just print infinite of these? No, they cannot. Remember Fabled? You can't just print infinite of everything. Like, physically impossible. You know, like, all of these cards do take a dedicated print run, and printers have to be open. There are many trading card games out there, so they can't print infinite. They can't bring infinite of them. So I get it. It's just naturally going to happen. What I was really excited about was seeing people walking around with uncut sheets, and not just people that were on teams of 20 players.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that some of this stuff was actually obtainable to the people that really wanted it, I thought that overall, hey, great job. Fantastic.
Yeah, overall great job for sure. I do see a world where like some people aren't going to understand, what do you mean? How do you put something on the prize wall and then run out of it? it's complicated. I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. And to be fair, it does seem like they, had to reevaluate this pricing on the fly, probably without enough time to get extras printed. And so naturally, them being slightly more obtainable is going to have some repercussions. So I'm not sure entirely how upset about that I am, because I wasn't personally affected. That's not true. I did really want to get Let It Go's. Like, that was like my big thing. Was I was like, I want to play side of Let It Go, just because it's a beautiful card. And I didn't end up getting it. So, but I wasn't so mad. And I think that's the key piece here, is like, there was so much of everything else that I was able to get that I wasn't able to get last time, that it was kind of like, it helped me feel better, if that makes sense. So, I don't want to say that, for it makes like everybody's going to be over the moon that they ran out of promos, but I also think, the considerations that you had to mention and that I mentioned as well. So I don't think it was the biggest deal. Whereas I think last time,
it wasn't like Friday. It wasn't like Friday.
No, it was like end of day Sunday for sure. And that's a great point as well. And they got Indianapolis in 6 months, so that gives them time to like, hey, we gotta make sure we reprint some of those things. And I'm sure that's enough time this time between versus the turnaround time of the other 2 DLCs back to back, but closer together. Anyways, moving on. So pricing, big win, woohoo. Okay. So we wrote about allowing 2 badge pickups. Detail this a little bit for us.
That was shocking. Also, I think you know more of it than me, but I saw someone that we're friends with wearing 2 badges, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm pretty sure the website says you cannot do this. Go return that. And they were like, no, I got an email that said that you can get 2 badges. It was like 1 player, 1 attendee, right?
Yes. So
1 competitor, 1 attendee.
Yes. So on my side of things, I was only attendee. I had tweeted that publicly. I was like, oh man, missed out on the competitor badge, but I'm gonna be grinding side events as an attendee. And lo and behold, I'm in Richmond on Thursday. I think it was like Thursday at 12 o'clock.
I think for 6 hours they were live.
That's what I heard.
People doing the like, oh, I have 24 hours to refund. Okay, refund.
Yeah, so there was a long stretch of time where there was plenty of badges available, and so it was funny. Somebody had DM'd me. I was like, "Hey, Jack, there's competitor badges." Wasn't there? Closed it out. Immediately refreshed it, and it was there. So I got it. I picked it up, and I went and checked in, and I told them, right to their faces. I said, "Hey, I have 2 badges. I do not want to get like in trouble. I just bought this one literally 2 hours ago." You know what I mean? And they were like, "Go to our support team," and the support team only needed to help me because I had just bought it too recently that it hadn't shown up yet, not because it was an issue. And so I asked like customer support of Pastimes, if I remember correctly, her name was Meg. So like maybe you guys dealt with her as well. And she was like, "Oh, you're actually allowed to have those now." So that is no issue at all. And I got tickets for both and stuff like that. I offered to refund it. And at that point, it's Thursday. People are picking up badges. I didn't think I was hogging anything by keeping 1 of each. I think anybody that wanted to be there was already going to be there. But yeah, so definitely a nice change.
Especially if you have kids.
Yeah, big change.
I really think that's just speculation. I think that's what led to this, is because like it's hard for children to have their own email and their own Eventbrite and stuff like that. So I think that might have been the change. I've no way been told this though. So.
Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding. But pure speculation for sure. I think that definitely makes sense. And I think it was nice of them to not say, because they definitely also could have, they would have been within their right to be like, you can have 1 of each if it is for the purpose of a child. But they didn't, they were just like, hey, we'll just open this up to anybody, and however it gets used is how it gets used. And they were even telling me, they were like, yeah, they're both yours. You got your tickets. If you see somebody who wants in that can't afford it, you're actually allowed to give them your attendee badge, not competitor. Obviously you can only compete as you, but anybody can attend as you. So
what's funny is I was literally about to say, well, if you have a competitor and an attendee, you're only taking up 1 space in the room. So like there's no downside for them to sell you an attendee badge on top. It's kind of like how some conventions will have an entry fee, but then you also get, you could pay like $25 more to get more swag and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that you can give away, super interesting.
Yeah,
but,
so they do still have to consider it as 2 people, just for like in terms of safety and what the room can hold, which makes sense, because again, I can take my badge off and physically hand it to somebody, so they need to make sure. Anyways, so moving on from that was great. And finally, I think one thing I wanted to mention that was great was there was a lot of considerations for players with things like sensory rooms. And I think you mentioned to me that they were actually reminding people that if they needed some sort of accommodated seating, to just ask. So you could speak more to the second one. I can speak more to the first one. They even sent like an update at some point. I don't know if it was in Discord or email, but also reminding people, hey, as a reminder, we have like a sensory room available, and things like that. And so I just really appreciated that. Just like, it was cool. I think it was a nice consideration to just be like, hey, we have all kinds of people attending these events. Here's a room that's like away from all the noise. And I didn't actually personally use the sensory room, but it did look like they had things other than just a quiet space. Okay, great. Yeah, it looked like they had some things on the table, if you want to speak about that, but just in general, great like accommodations for players.
They had like board games. They had puzzles, of course. It's Ravensburger. And I went in. I just happened to walk past it. I wasn't aware of it. It's not something that like I would normally need. What I do when I get overwhelmed is I go sit in the corner and lay on the ground, and the cold floor resets me. I
There
know
you
it
go.
sounds stupid. People have seen me do it though. I think you've seen me do it at Coliseum of Comics. So, but anyway, yeah, I didn't want to take a photo because there were people in there, obviously, so privacy reasons. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I think that it's a great idea. I'm glad that they could find the space to do it for those that really want it there, and I think it should be at every event.
Yeah.
And then yeah, accommodated seating. That was interesting. So one of my local players hurt himself at the event
Oh wow.
and was limping. And I'm me, so I walked up and I'm making fun of him. And I'm like, "Why are you limping?" And he's like, "Oh, I pulled a muscle really bad. I need to go." Of course, trading card game players put trading card games in front of anything else. He's like, "I got to go to the doctor or urgent care as soon as I get back home."
Oh geez.
But so I was like, "Do you have permanent seating?" He was like, "What's that?" And so I walked him up to the judge booth and handed him over to a judge, and the
Nice.
judges thanked me. But yeah, so he could get permanent seating for the rest of the event. It's for anyone, no questions asked. The most common reasons have it is, of course, physical handicaps. They have children with them,
Mhm.
or maybe they don't own a phone. They know what seat they're going to be in every single round. So there are many, many reasons to be in permanent seating. I
Yeah.
almost got permanent seating when I got shot in the butt.
I
They
remember
offered it to
that.
me. They watched our video. Some judges watched our video and offered it to me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, so
Yeah, nice little Lore Chronicles throwback for you. Yeah, so all around, I think big wins for just like players, and competitors and attendees in general, just anybody who went to this event. I think it just bears repeating. So much improvement made from Milwaukee, and that's important because we only have 3 DLCs. So if you don't get things right on the first one, it's great to see that in that turnaround time, by the time we get the second one, I would say things are fixed. Obviously there's going to be varying opinions. Some people are going to be like, I think there's still things that they could do better, and that is important. But I do think overall
I
the
mean, that's always
consensus,
gonna be. That's
right?
always gonna be the case.
But I do think overall everything that I saw, the consensus, across just like the community, was that everybody had a great time. So I think the big question is, would we attend this event again as only an attendee?
Absolutely. And we don't need to elaborate that on any more. Well, you can say if you would, but because I see on your little itinerary here, we're gonna talk more about that later.
Okay. There you go.
But yeah, I would definitely attend with just an attendee badge. Would you?
Yeah, I definitely would.
You're going
I
to.
had a great time. I was going to, and I was happy. Well, before I knew all these changes were made, I was still happy about it, but I would have been happy with it for sure. All right, so that's all the kind of like big, actual like, what happened at the DLC in terms of how it affects the community at large. If you will indulge us a little bit, the second half of this video is just kind of gonna be us talking more about our personal experiences, because we did want to address the community piece, but also we were there, we had a blast, and we had a great time. And a big part of that, I think we can both agree, and I'll let you go after me, is just because we got to talk to so many of you guys. Shout out to the Watch to the End crew, because like actually, like so many people came up to me. I know so many people come up to you all the time, but like for me, like I had way more people coming up to me than I did back in Milwaukee, which was, it's always an honor. It's always like a super cool experience. And everybody was so nice. I had a lot of people also mention Lore Chronicles, and they didn't we joke about this all the time. People didn't just say, "Oh, you're on Mr. Burns's show." I actually had people just say the whole name this time, which was awesome. I did have one guy though, shout out to him if he's watching. He was the only person all weekend, and to be fair, he was in the middle of a match, but he looked up at me and he was like, "Oh, you're on Mr. Burns's podcast," and I gave him a little wink, and I was like, "He's on my podcast, but that's okay. I'll tell him you said that." He was like, "I'm so sorry," but it was hilarious. Like I genuinely think that stuff is so funny. So I had to mess with him. I just couldn't help it because he was my first one all weekend. But outside of that, I also had a lot of people come up to me and say good things about my casting, which like means the world. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about it on this channel, like because things were so busy at the time. That was like right in December. But I got to do PPG, and so like people seeing that, I think helped a lot more people be a little bit more familiar with my face, and I had a lot of casting specific feedback as well. And so I just want to say genuinely thank you to everybody who took time to talk to me personally, and who watches the show and who enjoys my casting. It's just like the coolest thing in the world. So shout out to this community. I think we've got something really great going on here, and I'm sure you have some thank yous to give as well, because you were also talk of the town.
Yeah, I mean this. So it was crazy. This was the first event I have ever been to where more people brought up Lore Chronicles to me than anything else.
Yeah, which is a big
Like anything
win.
else that I've been associated with, whether it's TFM, PPG, luxury, anything, ICL, anything whatsoever. Which, by the way, I was handing out signed signed Mr. Burns dollars to
Oh, were
people.
you?
Yeah, which people loved because of the ICL, of course.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, that was awesome. And yeah, it was crazy. Like I think I got recognized more at this event than any event ever. And I feel like I say that every event, but obviously there's always new people plus the same people that we've become friends with.
Absolutely.
Right. And then so many people. I would text you at other events like, this person asked about you, this person is trying to find you, this is what they look like. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it this time. It was so many people. And I just had to remind them all, you're 5 feet tall. No big deal.
It's gonna be
At
hard
one
to find.
point, at one point, I hurt my knees when you told me to get on your level back at the Airbnb. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, seriously, humbling experience. I mean, we're gonna get into an even more humbling experience right now. So, if you want to talk about Josh's story a little bit.
Yeah, we had the pleasure to meet an Illumineer, and so grateful that he also happens to be a fan of our content. His name was Josh, and he, unfortunately, my story with him got a little interrupted towards the end, but he was telling me he's got like a 2-hour long story that he also obviously couldn't pitch to us right there, but like just kind of he is someone that had been through a coma due to some illness related reasons, specifically COVID, like back when that was happening. And one of the big things I think obviously there's so much, but like, he wasn't really expected to be able to recover from that, we'll just say. And one of the things that he does is he plays Lorcana to keep his cognitive function and to keep his mind right and his brain right. So he mentioned to me, and I'm sure he mentioned to you as well, like how he found us and how we how he enjoyed our content. We aided in some of that fun for the game. So I'll pass that over to you.
Yeah, he did say his wife is sick of hearing from us because we're on the TV at these now. Yeah, I mean, I was trying not to cry in the middle of a DLC.
Yeah.
I'm not Liam. I can't get away with it. People have said, some stories over the years, but have not like given me permission to talk about them on video, so I never did. Like some deep stuff, and this was, touching is the only word I could say. And he watched every video. So Josh, if you want to, leave a link to any blog or anything that you have, we'll be sure to pin it. We'll put it in the description in the next couple of videos. Yeah, I mean, this guy was just an absolute pleasure. I'm so happy I was there. I can't believe I'm like playing a trading card game and I get to meet people like this. It's like reminds you of how dumb so much stuff is in life,
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
it was
thank you so much.
it was thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and share a little bit with us about everything that you've been through. I think what was so cool about that moment is like his story is so inspiring for like all Illumineers. Like obviously it's cool that he was like, a fan of us and enjoyed our channel. That was like the nicest thing ever. But just listening to like his passion and his drive and how he's like he has this thing that he said still impairs him sometimes, but like he's not giving up and he likes this game and he wants to be involved and he's just pushing himself to do better every day. And I was like, man, that's what it's about. like it's not often, in other communities where like trading card games are like a healthy thing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people can really hinder their lives, but I think Lorcana is so great, and like everything that I've heard about this game has just brought community together. So we wanted to highlight that just quickly to just kind of like say thank you, because that was the coolest thing ever. And he was such a nice dude. He was so tall, so I can't blame him for not being able to find me at first. Yeah, because he was way up. I was like looking at him like this, like it's crazy. But so shout out to Josh. Yeah, thank you so much. And if I could be selfish for a moment, I want to do a little humble brag, which of course is now not humble. Guys, I went 5-2 on Friday in the promo quest side event, and I was playing Amber Steel. If I remember, I'll put up a picture of the list because I was cooking, dude. I cannot take credit for that list. I did get that from JDRR's Flower Farm. A Flower Farm member created it, and we just kind of worked on it together. Not like me personally, but like they worked on it in the Discord, and I would watch them like talk about it and share lists and share updates, and I would ask them questions. So it was awesome. I had a great time. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Habibi tweeted about Amber Steel, and he was joking. He was like, "Oh, I'm totally playing Amber Steel in the main event because he thought it was bad." The gag is, it is bad, but only sometimes, and that's the key. So it is a little bit of a high roll deck. You get those aerials out, you booster, you can sing some songs, draw into some more things, like Beyond the Horizon, play your docks out, stuff like that. But when it doesn't do all of those things, it's just a pile of cards, and you just got characters on the board that don't really do anything. You don't have the same exert effects like Amethyst and etc. So, but I was really proud of myself. I tweeted a little bit about it. I got to sit at table 17. There was like 800 players, so I was like, heck yeah. So that was.
You also built the deck Thursday, and play tested like 5 games and that was it.
That's true. I did forget to mention that. See, it was a humble brag because I wasn't even gonna say that. But it's true. I unfortunately, when I knew I was an attendee, got a little lazy with the holidays. I was like, oh, it's fine. I don't need to practice because I'm gonna be grinding side events. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be playing sealed and drafts because I do actually enjoy playing sealed when I'm at DLCs. I think it's a very fun format.
Especially this format.
Yeah. So I just was like, I don't even need to practice. So I didn't. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna play something like Amethyst Steel or Amethyst or Blurple, that everybody knows how to play against, and then I haven't even been practicing the lines. I'll just play something fun that neither of us know what's going on, and it worked out. So ended up having a good run on Friday, which gave me the confidence to be like, why not? We'll register it for the event. And I got the Mulan promo, and I don't want to say anything else about the main event. No, I'm just kidding. All the people I met were super nice. Some of my opponents knew me and stuff like that. So I had a great run. You did not play any side events. Tell us why, and then tell us how your main event went.
Listen, I'm a man of the people. All right? I got to be there. I got to be there with the people. No, I have way more fun. Listen, at my age, I'm not about grinding life. I'm about having fun life.
Yep.
And for me, fun is walking in a giant circle. Look at me. Do I look like a guy that gets 15K steps a day? No, but I did. All right. I just walked around that room, checking up on everyone, meeting people, talking to people. I can't tell you how many people, even on Sunday, even friends of ours who were like, I saw you like cross the room. Every time I looked at you, you're talking to someone. I didn't want to bother you. So, hey, I'm a little I'm a little guy from Mario, just going in circles. I'm a Goomba. You can grab me whenever you want. Right? I do the blue hair so people can find me.
It does make you a lot easier to find.
The amount of people that, yeah, it was hilarious. that told me that they appreciated that, which is great because as I keep showing everyone, my hair is falling out from dyeing it too often. But that's okay. I'm a man of the people. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't have fun competing. I have fun hanging out with everyone. Usually hanging out with everyone involves also playing. I'm not going to like go to a local game store and occupy their space all night and not like, give them the $7 to $10 it costs to play. But yeah, so I was doing what I wanted to do. If it were up to me, Ravensburger would have a table just like the artists and just like their developers, and I would play Pack Rush with people all 3 days. Open to close, wouldn't care, and just talk to people and have a good time. That's what I would do if I could.
There you go, so. the Mr. Burns Pack Rush table. So, very cool. And did you have a good main event? Did you have a good time?
I did. I was expecting so. Just like Italy, I wanted to get my Mulan and drop, so that's what happened. Yeah, I got destroyed against Emerald Sapphire, which was super interesting, and my opponent was great. We ended up talking for a half hour afterwards. First of all, I sat down, and Spellground playmat, white sleeves. He's playing Emerald Sapphire, for sure. There's no way about it. Used to be Emerald Steel. That rotated, all right? So I know what's up. I opened 3 Palace cards. How can I lose? Heads held high. That's how. He heads held high. The 2 games I lost, he heads held high 3 or 4 characters each.
Oh wow. There you go.
Yeah. And, they were close though. But yeah, well, it was cool. I don't mind when I lose. I think all of my opponents could tell you I did not mind when I lost, and I was happy to just be there hanging out.
There you go. Well, speaking of Emerald and Sapphire, okay, here's the transition. There was no Amethyst in the finals, okay, which is actually, I have to say, shout out, credit where credit is due. Rebecca Quests actually called this in the Illuminateers kind of like caster talk live stream video that most of the casters were on ahead of the event, and they all had to give one big take, and her big take was that there would be no Amethyst decks in the finals, and a lot of people, that's a bold take, right? People are like, she's crazy. No, she was right. And so that's crazy. Like that's like awesome to see, because all set long, and really since the last set too, really, right? Like since the rotation, people have been like, Amethyst is broken, right? And here comes
some smart people made a whole video about that.
So who said that?
I think they predicted that it wouldn't last forever as well.
So it's true. Go back and watch it. But yeah, so yeah, because then what did we say the downfall of Amethyst was? It was the Clarabelle Cowl was in the thumbnail. Okay, come on guys, we're literally fortune tellers. It's crazy. Anyways, but no, so there was a non-Amethyst finals though, right? And I just wanted to say, we don't have to talk, well, we'll make a whole video I'm sure about other stuff like this, but some of the reactions to this are like, we went from saying like Amethyst is busted, they need to not tie drawing cards to a specific ink color's identity, etc., etc. Not even that those takes are wrong, it's just worth pointing pointing out that those takes were said, and then immediately after the Emerald and Sapphire finals, people were like, ban sale, ban this, ban that. Suddenly the Emerald cards are the problem. And so I have to say, like, people are like, oh, ban malicious, ban Phillip, ban sale. I just think it's funny that we went from, Amethyst is broken to now Emerald's also broken, Sapphire's broken, right? So naturally that's the way these things go.
It is already broken. I want to play a gentleman's game. Vanillas only, maybe French vanillas, but cap it, like 20 French vanillas, 20 vanillas, and let's really see who's good at Disney Lorcana.
There you go.
All right, not who draws their combo.
And might I introduce you to Sealed? but yeah, so non-Amethyst finals, right? And shout out to the 2 players that were in those finals. So Fungus, James Gray. That's such a cool name, so it sounds like I have to say it. But yeah,
there are also multiple of them in the community, so not that cool if there's 2 of them.
Okay, well, there you go. And of course, Sky Lorcana, Sky Lordunce. So
club member.
Oh, there you go. So shout out to both of these players. I think everybody has said everything that really needs to be said, because Fungus worked so hard at this. This is the deck that you were telling me, this is the deck he's been playing since set 1, apparently.
This is the deck that we met him when he had to play James in the top 8 of CCS. And I did not know him at all, and immediately was like, this guy's great, because if you remember that night, I was in not very rare form. I was hilarious and I was joking the whole time, but some people don't like that about me, and then I especially probably shouldn't be talking during top 8, but he was super cool about it. And yeah, from then on, I'm like, love this guy. This guy's great.
I also have a Fungus story of my own, because I played him in Milwaukee, and we got to talking, and I didn't know who he was, and I don't think he knew who I was, so we were just 2 people talking, because sometimes you can kind of like, oh, this is somebody who's notable, I should whatever, but neither of us knew who each other were, so we were just talking genuinely as people. And he's the best. I will not share our conversation. It wasn't anything crazy, but like we were talking about like our private jobs and stuff like that, and he's the best. He's so kind. I remember getting his like contact info. I asked him for like advice on certain things. He was awesome. He's just like, he was such a great dude from that one conversation that we had. So great to see a nice guy win. And on the other side, another great guy. I don't know Skylar personally, but I mean, Sky is somebody who has been so successful lately, and like has just had a chain of success. And so it was really cool to see somebody that, like, while I don't know him personally, he has a lot of, like, he's a notable figure in this community, and he's quickly growing to be a notable figure, more and more. He was like, I think the first person before Tiago to have back-to-back wins in a big event, first qualified for Continentals, right? Like, so it's a big name. And so I think to see him go all the way meant a lot to him, meant a lot to the Maelstrom guys, and the team. And so, I mean, and he was so close to winning it, right? Like, T-Bow for game is crazy. So, he mentioned too, even just in his interview, like, looking back, there's some things that he would do differently and slow his play down, but like, it was a best of 5, and they went to all 5, right? So shout out to him as well, from going 0-2 to 2-2 and coming back and just being so close to victory.
Yeah, and obviously, or not obviously, to people watching, I love Sky. We're on Villain Club together. Villain Club still talks all the time. I think it's actually a little bit unfair in life that Sky is like so good looking but also good at card games. Like, very frustrating for me personally, as you can tell. But yeah, this was a finals that I was watching, and both extremely knew I was going to be happy and sad, because both of these guys are great. And yeah, I mean, there's not much more that can be said. But also, I don't know if you saw on my Twitter, SciShow put out a video the next day that said, did Fungus cause the Salem witch trials? And I was like, wow, you're just going to drag the guy's name through the mud just because he won a DLC? What's going on, SciShow?
I did not see that at all.
Anyway, yeah, thanks a lot, friend.
but yeah, so like we said, it's all been said about these 2 players. So we want to echo all of those sentiments. Congratulations, where it is due, and really cool. And I think to wrap up this video, and we're going a little long, stick with us, hashtag watch to the end, is just
1.5 speed.
1.5 speed. Okay, last thing I want to mention is, and you brought this question up, so I'll let you lead the discussion, but could Ravensburger hold conventions without competitive Lorcana? Now, specify what did you mean, because some people will say they already do speed puzzling competitions. Specify what you mean, and tell us what you think.
Well, all of those things, like Gen Con, PAX Unplugged, I'm not going to name all of them. We're trying to end the video here. They are a big reason that people come, but they're not necessarily the main reason that people come to the convention. And obviously, they've had like very large footprints of all these. Their puzzling has been going on at these events before they even made Disney Lorcana. And this was the first time that they had their own booth at a DLC. And it's like, what took so long? Like, I thought the collection quest was great.
Yep.
I thought that we can't get out of a video without being controversial. I thought the people complaining about the promos were wrong. It wasn't for you. It's kind of more like you have to open the packs to actually do the thing, right? And if you're someone that's like grinding, going through a line over and over and over to get promos, you're not someone that opens booster packs necessarily, right? So it's kind of like, hey, we're selling you booster packs, and in addition, you can do this fun thing, and we will give you something for it, right?
Also, they were hiding prize wall promos in the stacks. Just worth mentioning. They put things like Let It Go and stuff.
I think that might have been a later edition before we get flamed in the comments. But
okay.
Yeah, so I just thought, obviously, Ravensburger should have their Disney board games and their Disney puzzles and all that stuff available for sale all the time, especially because not everyone has a local game store that has Disney Lorcana, or if they do, I own a local game store. I don't carry the puzzles and I don't carry everything else, you know what I mean? So I think that it's a slam dunk, no brainer that they should definitely be there. A lot of people congregated around those stacks of cards that people were leaving to be nice to other people. A lot of people met because of this. I think it was great. And I think that if you just look at how well Friday went and how happy people were with it, I think we could easily have a convention that is just basically the Friday and Sunday with no golden Mickeys on the line. And I think it would still probably sell out. It might even attract new people who are too intimidated to come and play against who they perceive as like unbeatable upper echelon top tier players, right? I think a lot of people would be more confident just coming and playing for promos that people aren't traveling from necessarily other countries for and stuff like that. So yeah, I really think that we could see a future where Ravensburger has Disney Lorcana challenges, and then they have these smaller, Disney meetups at convention centers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big one that you didn't mention there is all the things that they're already doing on top of panels, right? Panels is a big
that'd be great.
Draw for conventions. And so sometimes we have people like, Ryan and Steve walking around. But what if they hosted a panel?
This year has been a lot less too. Like, where's Rochelle? I haven't seen Steve and Ryan haven't been out in this season, right?
Right.
Greg was at Gen Con. There's a lot of Greg fans, so I'd like to meet him. I could keep going.
Yeah.
I feel bad when I start naming people because then
people
it's like,
get left off. But
left me off.
No, but
honestly, people would love to meet anyone from Ravensburger.
Absolutely, or even just listen to them speak, right? And similar to how we do, Pack Rush with a dev or what have you, we could have things like that here, or just talk with panels of artists, so that's not a critique. That's just to say that like we want more, and I think the community does as well, and
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, exactly. So that's not a critique. That's us saying like, hey, there's a market for this, you guys. Just like they were like, hey, oh my god, we should be selling puzzles and packs. We were like, yes, finally. People were buying troves. They sold out of Whispers troves, before the end of the weekend. They sold out on Sunday. They had plenty of product, but like, you know what I mean. So yes, so we want to wrap it up by saying we want more. We want more stuff like this. This was great. Thank you to Pastimes. Thank you to Ravensburger. Put on a great event, and we had a blast, and we were so happy to be a part of it. And we can't wait till the next one. The next one is a little far away, and it is a different format, but we're gonna keep the good vibes in this video. So we will talk about all that in a future video. Sorry, did you want to say something?
Oh, it's a little far away for you. I have Ghent.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's right.
I'll see our international Lore Chronicles fans. We appreciate all of you as well.
So, so we're going to keep the good vibes in this video. We'll talk more about that stuff later. But if you made it to the end, shout out to you, watch to the end crew. Thanks so much for watching. We genuinely appreciate you guys. We have some huge things on the horizon that don't just include moving into a new studio. Okay, sorry, we had to take a little bit of a month off to get the studio up and running, right? Am I right? Okay. But yeah, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Please make sure to leave a like, and we will see you in the next one.